my gosh, when I tell you it is too hot in the UK at the minute. It is like a sauna up here. Like, any of my UK friends struggling because same. I'm here and I'm back with a Disney video. I know you guys love the Disney videos. So a while back, like literally 2020, I did a video where I talked about all the best photo spots in Disneyland Paris. So I thought, hang on a minute, I need to do the Walt Disney World version. So here I am for the Walt Disney version of my favourite spots to take photos and my top tips, because there's definitely tips needed to take pictures in Disney World. I'm not going to be able to cover everything, so if you like this video I will do a part 2, but hopefully I can cover like the main ones that you'll be interested in, and the best tips. So let's get into the video. So the first two I thought I would cover were the kind of Instagram walls, which if you're not on Instagram you probably would be like, why a wall? But these walls, like, they were the Disney Instagrammers moment for a very long time, and I feel like they still are. And that is the purple wall and the bubblegum wall. So the purple wall is located in Magic Kingdom and is towards Tomorrowland. So you don't take the actual the regular footpath to Tomorrowland. You go through like a restaurant which is kind of cut off from Main Street. Probably best to Google the directions to it, but it's kind of hidden. And the purple wall has been like super popular to the point where there's actually been a Loungefly made because people just love this purple wall. And I took pictures there and I really like how they turned out, and it's actually my profile picture on Instagram now. So purple wall is a must. I'd say the other one that's most popular is the bubblegum wall, and that is located in Epcot. The bubblegum wall is located on the back of Spaceship Earth, so yeah, it's like hidden again. But if you're not sure where any of these things are, if you ask a cast member, they'll be able to go right in that direction with the Disney point. It's those are the two main walls, and I feel like they're just classic. You can just get like a cool pic, just pose, have a good time. Yeah, the most important photograph of visiting Disney World, especially if it's your first time, is obviously the castle picture. Everyone wants the castle picture, and I have some top tips for you. So there's multiple places that you can grab a picture of this castle. So you've got to remember it's huge, like it's a massive castle, so you are going to be able to get a picture of no one in it. But you're not going to be able to get an empty Main Street picture unless you're very lucky and you're there super early or super late. Yeah. So there is some top tips that I have. So obviously you've got Main Street. With a Main Street pic, you're going to have to accept there's going to be people in your photo. Like I say, unless you're really lucky. But yeah, a Main Street picture is always fun, but I was actually quite lucky to get a photo right in front of the castle, and that's because I went in at rope drop, and most people at rope drop are running to their favourite rides, and I was like, I want that empty castle pic. That's what I'm here for, is take my time and just soak everything in. So I did manage to get, I don't know if I can put it in here, but I did actually manage to get an empty picture in front of the castle, and I think if you want it hard enough, like you want that picture, you will get that picture. Just get there early, run to the castle. I didn't even really run to the castle. I still managed to get it because it's such a big open space in front of the castle that you'll be able to get that pic if you want to. If you are there at a busier time and you don't want anyone in your photo, there is either side of the castle, on the left and on the right, in front of it, in the front of the castle, there is like these little, like, I don't know what they're called. There's the walkway and there's this little space next to the walkway. And if you stand in there, you've got like a little railing and you can stand there and there's no one in front of your picture. Obviously there might be people walking up, but generally you are the only person in the photo. And I'll try and show you here so you know what I mean. And that's on the left and on the right. Slightly different pictures like from each side, but you can get an empty castle picture, and that is what we want. And if you go to the left of the castle, so you're going in, there's the castle, you turn left, there is a bridge that leads all the way around to the back of the castle, and you can stand along the line of that bridge, and obviously no one's going to be in front of you, so you can get an empty picture with the castle. I always think it's best to put take a couple regular ones and a few portrait mode ones, because the portrait mode always looks really good if you have like portrait mode on your phone. Another spot that I think is really worth visiting, is probably going to be really busy, is the Wishing Well, and that is located if you go to the right of the castle and then head past where Merida meets, I believe it was Merida, and walk around towards the back of the castle, so you skip Tomorrowland. You can head right in, there's a little wishing well tucked in, and you can stand there and take pictures, and you can also see like little bits of the show from there as well, from a different perspective. But that is a really fun spot, and I really enjoyed taking photos there. However, I don't know how busy that might get. We got quite lucky when we were there, but obviously then you have the Hollywood Hotel. I always want to say Tower of Terror, but that's Paris. Hollywood Hotel. And that is another kind of difficult one to take photos of, I would say, because it is down the end of Sunset Boulevard, and it is just really busy, and there isn't really any different angles that I've discovered that you can take photos. So for that one I did kind of portrait mode that one, but yeah, if you're able to get a really good photo. You've got the main four, right? Obviously this doesn't exist anymore. I think this used to be in the park, but they removed that. But yeah, that is a good one. I use portrait mode for that. Otherwise, I took pictures like just in the street of that and had it peeking through, and I actually really like how that came out. Tree of Life is probably the easiest one, I would say, to take pictures at. There are so many little, it's so huge, and like there's a lake that goes all the way around it. So there's so many different spots that you can actually find and take pictures at the Tree of Life. So I think if you want a picture of the Tree of Life, you're not to worry. There's lots of like, if you walk around, little tiny little hidden pathways where you can have literally no one in the photo. So with Epcot, I actually like to take the photo from a distance with the Spaceship Earth ball. So the entrance, they normally have the signage for whatever festival is going on, Festival of the Arts or Food and Wine. There'll be like stuff there, so like a little thing. So I'll insert a photo so you can see. You'll walk in and you'll see people queuing to take a picture here, because you can sit on the ledge and you can have the ball just poking through. Again, I really like that, because if you stand in front of the ball, I'll try and insert a photo, it's just really big in the background of your photo. So yeah, it's a really nice spot to take a picture. My next tip would actually be to go to the resorts. Resort hopping is really fun. You get to see different things. It's a little bit less go, go, go. And yeah, there are some really spectacular resorts. So my favourites to take pictures at was where I stayed at All Star. So All Star Sports, Music and Movies. Movies is probably the best one to take pictures at. And the Art of Animation is a really good one. I didn't go to Pop Century, but I've heard that one is pretty good. The Riviera has this beautiful mosaic like walkway, so worth going to take pictures. I went in the evening, but I would recommend going during the day to get better pictures there. But the Riviera has some beautiful spots, as well as the Grand Floridian. I could go on. The Fort Wilderness. When I tell you my battery dies literally every single video. It's a random one. I don't know if it's like a regular thing, but when we were there, they were doing this photo pass with Tinkerbell in this little jar, and this was in Epcot, located sort of at the back of England, heading towards France, and this at night with all the twinkly lights. It's literally one of my favourite photos that we got at Walt Disney World, but this is a photo pass, so you will have to get a cast member to take a picture, but I suppose you could ask them to take it on the phone. I think they do that. Like a really iconic one, again, like old school Disney is the casting door. It is located on the left hand side of Main Street, tucked in about midway up. And I actually missed it so many times, and then I wanted to find it, and then I found it, and I was like, yes, the casting door. It's just a really cute little spot to take pictures, and especially if you get a job with like the DCP or something like that, then you can get a picture to be like, hey, I'm starting to work here. Like, that's such a good spot to take a photo to announce that you've got a job at Walt Disney World. So yeah, that's definitely worth, but I just thought it was a really cute vintage looking area, so that's why I took photos there. So these would be my top tips about taking photos at Disney. Number one would be don't expect all your photos to be perfect because you're gonna have some terrible ones. I've got some really bad ones that I'm like, they were really bad, but that's part of it. You've got however long you've got there to take photos, so don't stress. They are gonna come out great. You're gonna have good ones and bad ones, and the bad ones will have good memories. So don't stress. Favorite like thing to do is just look for unobvious places. So you've got your obvious spots to take pictures, but sometimes the little like nooks in little corners or places that just you wouldn't think a lot of people would take photos actually turn out to be some of my favourites. I'll see if I can insert some photos of some little places that aren't obvious, but yeah, just everywhere you look in Disney is like Instagrammable. So yeah, you're never going to be without an area to just snap a pic, and you just got to use your imagination a little bit. In your imagination. One thing that I found was really handy was the 0.5, is that what it is, 0.5 thing on the iPhone. So it like zooms out and has like the wide angle lens. That's really good for Disney because it gets in a lot more of the photo, and I just really like how it looks. And I take that from slightly above so that it doesn't like distort how I look too much, because if you take it like straight on, sometimes like things can look weird. Like I took some pictures in front of the Hogwarts castle and my hands are like this long, so you have to get the right angle with that, but definitely take with the 0.5 where you can, because it just gets a much better photo. My advice for like a natural photo would be to like look candid. I feel like the easiest way to do that is by like looking away or like laughing or something like that. Like normally I go for the, oh, what's over there? Like that's, yeah, it just looks more natural than being like, yeah. Or just get someone to take photos of you without you knowing, and then they will come out actually candid. But normally I try to make it look natural. Say like crossing like your legs or like putting your arms out or something just makes it a little more fun. Try and do fun poses, and normally I'll just go on Pinterest and look at like what other people have done and take inspo. Way of making the photos more fun is by having a prop, and I'd say the two most easiest things to have as a prop are your Minnie Mouse ears and a like Starbucks or a Joffrey's drink or a snack or even a Loungefly. Having a prop makes it less awkward, I think. So you can be holding your bag, or you can be holding a drink, you can be holding your ears, you could be holding something. It just makes it more natural. I don't know. It just makes it more fun. So yeah, that would be my tip to make things a little less awkward rather than just sitting there. But yeah, those are my top tips. I feel like I've rambled on for a while. I probably have way more photo spots that I haven't covered. So if you want a round two of this, then sure, I can do a round two. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know where your favourite spot is to take photos in Disney, and yeah, I'll catch you in my next video. Bye bye.